Hello folks, today we're doing part B, which is talking about kinetic energy. Now, kinetic energy is basically energy associated with movement. So if anybody is moving around, they're having kinetic energy. And according to the lecturer, and his equation, that kinetic energy is equal to 1/2 or 0.5 mass times velocity squared. So this is going to be a simple equation. And so let's look at the problem. Now, the Queen Mary, the largest ocean liner in the mid-20th century, is crossed the Atlantic 1,000 times. That's background. Don't have to worry about that. The ship is now a tourist attraction. Okay, a bit more background. Where is it? Now, his is what we have. Given the mass is 7.5 times 10 to the 7th kilograms, and maximum cruising speed is 57 kilometers per hour. We want to know the kinetic energy. Now, let's go back up here. Let's quickly talk about this for a second. Mass needs to be in kilograms. Velocity needs to be meters per second. So if we go back here, we need to do a conversion. Here's our velocity. Here's the mass. We need to get this converted. So let's go to the next slide. Mass. This is a big one. 7.5 times 10 to the 7th. And now our velocity, and I'm going to go back up here again, 57 kilometers per hour. Now let's go down here and convert this. So 57 kilometers per 1 hour. I'm going to multiply that by, that's 1,000 meters and 1 kilometer. Now you guys should know this. We're doing these conversions all over the place. And then 1 hour is equal to 3,600 seconds. Now we're going to get meters per second. So 57, to my calculator, 57 times 1,000. And then we're going to divide by 3,600. And we're going to get 15.8 meters per second. And that's going to be the velocity of this boat. So come up here, kinetic energy, KE. Now, there's going to be various other units for KE. Don't worry about it. Just for this chapter in this class, KE is kinetic energy. Okay, 0.5. The mass. So I'm going to write it up here is equal to 0.5 mv squared. We don't need to do any manipulations. We're looking for kinetic energy. So 0.5. 7.5 times 10 to the 7th. And now we got 57. Whoops, nope. 15. Make sure you use the right velocity, folks. Meters per second, that's going to be, and we're going to square that. So if we look at the units, kilogram, meters per second, and we're going to square that. Meters squared over seconds squared, that's equal to joules, and here we're going to get the right answer if we input everything into the calculator correctly. So 0.5 times 7.5 raised to the 7th times 15.8, and we're going to square the 15.8, and we're going to get a very large number. And that's going to, and our kinetic energy, it's going to be 9.36 times 10 to the 9th joules. So that's a lot. To move that ship, it takes a lot of energy, and here's the energy it has as it's moving through the water at the speed of 15.8 meters per second, which is equivalent to 57 kilometers per hour. If you have any questions, please let me know. And this is the end of the example today.